Hey guys, welcome to another 360 Partners video and happy new financial year. Today we're going to run through a few items relating to the new financial year, and we're really asking our business clients the question, what are you going to do in 2021 that's different or better than in 2020 and prior years, particularly given the environment that we're operating in at the moment. So we think it's a great time, this time of the financial year. It's a great opportunity to step back, have a bit of a look at your business, think about where you're planning on taking it. You don't have to go into it in a huge amount of detail, but most small business operators don't really, obviously being busy, don't even necessarily step back and spend as few as a couple of hours at this time of year, considering the year ahead. So we really encourage people to do that. So a few little points that we're going to make some suggestions on. If you just spend even only a few hours on these, I think it'll be really beneficial to you. First one is we're suggesting that your businesses, that you review all of your impending operating expenses for the coming financial year. Probably the best way to do that is if you grab the 2020 financial report. Hopefully very soon you'll be finished with that data. Get all of your expenses listed there in one column. Grab the 2019 financial year in another column so you can do some comparisons in terms of the movement. And just go through each expense line item, particularly the ones that are more significant, and have a think about each one and whether there's a way that you could work on reducing them. Whether there's a more efficient product or pricing solution available, whether there's a better telephone plan, a VoIP phone system that might be significantly cheaper. You can go through your rent. Obviously, you might be able to negotiate some better rental outcomes in the current market. You can look at your payroll and consider whether you can rearrange that to get some lower overall cost with your payroll, electricity bills, you name it. So go through each of your expenses, see if you can work on bringing some of those back. Even if you take an hour or so on that, you might save yourself a lot of money. The other thing we're suggesting, really work on deploying good cash flow management techniques over the coming months. That means making sure you've got debt facilities in place, ready to go, preferably low cost ones. You can look at using some of the ATO concessions at the moment. They're basically offering, in some cases for some tax bills, interest-free periods. Just be very disciplined with those, because their interest rates, when they do revert to being general interest charge, are quite high and compound regularly, so they can get away from you very quickly. Obviously stay on top of your accounts receivable or debtors. I think be very systematic with that. Talk to your creditors, and just work on your cash flow in a little bit more organised and systematic way. Finally, we think it's a great time of year to deploy cloud accounting system in your business. A lot of businesses have them already. Platforms like Xero, for example. If you get it set up at this time of year, you can get the full financial year rather than changing platforms mid-year, which is quite problematic. You can set up your bank feeds. You'll still get all the data from 1st of July. If you wait too long into the financial year, you might have to manually enter some data. So highly suggest you get onto those. Above all, take the opportunity to have a look at your business and really look at what you need to invest in the current financial year. I mean, really, if you're not planning on spending any money on advertising or any money on developing your business for the 2021 financial year, you've got to ask, are you really serious about growing it and improving it? And in this day and age that we live in now, if you're not trying to move your business forward, you're probably going backwards. The old days 10 years ago and prior of just cruising year to year, I think that's probably long gone. The world's way too competitive. So give some thought to those, go through your expenses, get those under control. Obviously consider growing your business as well, and just take an opportunity to plan things out for the year ahead. Hope that's been helpful. If you've got any questions, by all means reach out. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.